Ashwaubenon, and we've got quite a ball game on tap for you. It'll be Ashwaubenon wearing their white uniforms and yellow helmets kicking off to the Cedarburg Bulldogs, decked out in their black uniforms and black helmets. Cedarburg, as we mentioned, finished second in their conference. We'll talk about those standings in just a moment, but they come from a very tough conference. Their only loss this year was to Homestead, and they are just an outstanding program, and we are underway. Fielded at the 15. And it was Kyle Hoffman on the return, and that's where the Bulldogs will start. And, of course, taking the field for the first time to start this game, you see number 3, and that is Logan Lauders.
Logan Lauders was deep on the kickoff team, but the kick a little bit short, averaging 8 to 9 yards a carry, comes in with over 2,000 yards rushing, 171 yards in their win against last week.
They give to Lauders right up the middle, and he'll pick up about 6 or 7 yards on the first carry of the ball game. And really, that's going to be the key to the game, is containing Lauders.
Run a double wing offense. You've got 2 tight ends that are blocking. Very few passes thrown by Cedarburg. They threw one pass last week in their win against West Bend West. A little 3-yard pass to Lauders.
You don't see that tight double wing formation too often, but this Cedarburg team certainly one of the best in the state at running this. Very successful. We get a flag on the play here. Today's crew headed up by Lee Kornhaus.
Dead ball. Failure to wear proper equipment on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
So the flag against Cedarburg. Equipment violation must have been.
Take a look at the FRCC standing. There you see Ashwaubenon 8-0, 9-0 overall, 10-0 in the conference with their big win last week against Shawano. You saw Bayport. Bayport plays at Appleton North tonight.
So it brings up 2nd and 9 for Cedarburg. Opening drive of the ball game. The pitch to Lauders. Lauders trying to go right side, and the Jaguars swarm him this time. He picks up about 2.
Joe Dax, number 9, big defensive end, will need to have a great game tonight to contain Lauders. You cannot let him get around the outside.
Saw Dax have a nice game a few weeks ago when we broadcast the Bayport-Ashwaubenon game. Dax, one of the keys to this Ashwaubenon defense. There's the North Shore Conference. Homestead, just an outstanding team. 61 consecutive wins within the conference for Homestead. The last team to beat them was Cedarburg back in 2002. Cedarburg's only loss this year coming to Homestead. This time, Remuda goes to the air, has a man, and that is complete near the 40-yard line into Jaguar territory.
A rare pass thrown by Cedarburg. Kyle Hoffman, I believe, with the reception, the tight end.
So a first down for Cedarburg, inside handoff. And another first down for the Bulldogs. This time the first man through, Josh Greinert.
Trevor Campbell, defensive back, with the tackle for the Jags.
Check that was number 43, Hudson Walton, with the carry. The fullback, he doesn't get very many opportunities, so a little mix-up here, or change of direction for Cedarburg. This time, Jaguar defense up to the task.
Bayline's first carry from the other wing spot. Bayline and Waters will get their share of carries once teams start to key on Lauders.
2nd and 9. Double wing. Lauders in motion. He gets the ball. Still on his feet. Breaks to the outside. And he is going to be shy of the end zone. Somebody just got enough of him to push him out of bounds.
But you see a nice, about a 25, 24-yard carry by Lauders as he gets through the pile, gets to the outside. Defensive backs need to try and contain, move up in the box. Just short of the goal line.
Well, you can see why he is so dangerous. Once you think you got him, you don't. Ball on the 3-yard line. First and goal, and he's going to pick up one, maybe two here. Doesn't get into the end zone, though.
Tries to hurdle the pile, but the Jaguar defense is there. Big push by the Jags. Got to hit him early.
You see Brian Lier, head coach of Cedarburg in his 15th season. Ball on the 1, second down and goal. Give to Lauders, and this time he is in. Touchdown, Cedarburg.
Well, a nice drive by the Cedarburg Bulldogs, mainly on the ground, but a big pass to Kyle Huffman kept the drive going.
And just like that, the Bulldogs are on the board.
Nick Bainline to attempt the extra point for the Bulldogs.
And it is good, 7-0 Cedarburg. Well, one of the strengths of this Ashwaubenon team has been their defense this season. But they are certainly in for quite a test this afternoon.
We see a lot of blocking by Cedarburg Bulldogs, keeping both backs in tight, and the quarterback was out there throwing blocks as well. They really execute.
Lauders with, over 2,000 yards rushing this season. 25 touchdowns, make it 26 now. Certainly has potential to play at the next level. He is a senior. Suffered a heel injury during the offseason, but was ready full strength when the football season started this year, and you can certainly tell he's been having a tremendous season.
He had an older brother, Lee, who from 2004 to 2006 in 3 seasons rushed for over 3,600 yards. I think the ability to carry the ball is in the genes. Figuratively and literally.
There you go. Nick Bayline to kick off for the Bulldogs. And this will be Ben Matthews on the return for the Jaguars. And he gets it out to about the 20, and that's where Ashwaubenon will take over for the first time this afternoon.
Tackle by number 20, Evan Fisher of the Bulldogs.
Well, we saw Cedarburg come out with their big offensive weapon in their first drive. We'll see what Ashwaubenon can do with their outstanding offensive player, Austin Kasner, playing quarterback, wearing number 14 for Ashwaubenon. Completes about 50% of his passes, and he's thrown over about 250 times this season. Schoonover with the first carry of the ball game for Ashwaubenon.
Stopped by number 78, Nate King, one of their captains out there, a defensive end who was all conference last year. King 6'3", 205.
You get a look at Kasner. 1,500 yards passing this season, 18 touchdowns. Schoonover again with the carry. You know, one of the keys to the ball game Mark Jonas was talking about today was, they need to keep the ball on offense. The less you can keep it away, the more you can keep it away from Lauders and that Cedarburg offense, the better. So
that's true. You've got to grind it out here, and I think we're going to have to go a little bit of a short passing game here by the Jags. Third passing situation.
Flag will stop play.
Dead ball. Failure to wear proper equipment on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Kind of unusual here in the second round of the playoffs. Both teams called for an equipment violation.
Well, now that's the second time. We haven't heard that all year. Normally officials will take a timeout if a kid is having trouble with equipment, but I've got the feeling the chin strap isn't strapped on the helmet. I'm just guessing. We'd have a hard time seeing that from our vantage point.
Pressure on Kasner, gets the pass he was looking for, his big tight end, Andrew Clark, but we're going to have a flag. And that looks like it might go against Cedarburg. And it does.
Andrew Clark coming in with over 60 receptions, 600 yards.
Pass interference on the defense. That's 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
So a big penalty against Cedarburg gives Ashwaubenon a first down. Keeps the chains moving. Kasner in the shotgun once again. Going in the air. Again, looking for Clark. Clark looking for a flag, but nothing doing that time.
Covered by number 26, Cody Fury. Clark makes the catch. We might have a touchdown here because there was no one to stop him. I like Clark. Nice big target over the middle. Nice little slant pattern.
Well, Mark Jonas loves him too. Says he's one of the best tight ends he's ever worked with. Over 50 receptions this season. Certainly a go-to guy for Kasner. Nate Havener with the carry.
Cody Fury, another tackle. Number 26. Brings up that 3rd and 8 down.
From the 37. Schoonover in motion. Kasner hit as he throws to, he was looking for Schoonover.
Well, tremendous pressure. Number 44, Luke Baumgartner, was in Kasner's face before he even had the ball, I think. There you see Baumgartner on the outside. Big blitz.
Sure, disrupted the throw, couldn't follow through on it, and that one sailed a little bit wide. So a punting situation here for Ashwaubenon. Nick Bayline deep to receive and calls for the fair catch and then muffs. And Ashwaubenon will recover.
Well, our first big turnover of the game.
Still scrambling for the ball down in that pile, but the officials have already declared that Ashwaubenon will get the ball. And a big turnover here. We'll see if Ashwaubenon can take advantage.
Drew
The
Taylor
ball was
with the
recovered
recovery.
by Ashwaubenon. First down, Ashwaubenon.
What a rare turnover for Nick Bayline. He is one of the best players on this Cedarburg squad. Kasner brings the offense back out onto the field. They take over. First down on the Cedarburg 31. Fakes the handoff. Kasner to the air. And again, looking for Clark.
Evan Fisher, 20, pressure. Kasner not getting a lot of time to throw. He's got to pull the trigger rather quickly. Receivers need to be ready.
Ashwaubenon's had to do a little bit of movement, playing some different players on that offensive line due to injuries. Kasner rolls to his right. Kasner really wants to get the ball to Andrew Clark today. There's no doubt about it.
Coverage number 5, Kane Kamen, number 22, and Nick Bainline. And 2 linebackers, both middle linebackers are blitzing on that play. There are a lot of lookout blocks on that series there.
Well, this is going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Kasner drops back, still dropping, lots of pressure. And Kasner having trouble finding anyone open.
I think Nate Habner, the intended receiver there along the sideline, but you're right. Got a flag on the play.
Well, if it is fourth down here for Ashwaubenon, you have to think that they might be in fourth down territory. It's a little bit too long for their field goal kicker. Let's find out what the call is.
An eligible receiver downfield. The ball crossed the line and the linemen were downfield, so that's an ineligible receiver downfield on the offense.
Is our interpretation from Lee Cornhouse.
See what Cedarburg wants to do with it here. So it will bring up fourth down. And it looks like Ashwaubenon will go for it here on fourth down. As I said, it's too long for a field goal and probably too short for a punt. But they need 10 yards for a first down. Kasner hit as he throws. Great catch, a first down. And Ashwaubenon keeps it moving, and Kasner, what a play.
Drew Taylor, an over-the-shoulder catch by Taylor. Puts him at the 10. Taylor recovered that fumble on the muffed kickoff.
I have to tell you, Gary, when that ball was thrown up, I didn't think there was any way in the world Taylor was going to be able to get it.
No, it was great coverage, great one-on-one coverage. You just perfectly timing. I'm sure they work on that all the time, but just a great catch.
Ball at the 11. First down for Ashwaubenon. Looking to tie this up. Kasner will keep it. Kasner has some big numbers throwing the ball, but he's also been outstanding running the ball.
Kind of met in midair by number 78, Nate King.
King is a big kid. You don't want to go up against him too often today. 6'3", 205 pounds. Really ties things up for Cedarburg in the middle. Kasner on the keeper again.
I think initial contact again by 78, Nate King. But at least they're in field goal range.
Cedarburg with a 7-0 lead after an opening drive. Resulted in a touchdown. Ashwaubenon trying to take advantage of a Cedarburg turnover on a muff punt. 5:15 to go here in the first quarter. Kasner on third down has a man. It's Andrew Clark, and Clark gets in for the touchdown.
He kind of reached out there, knew he would be tackled, broke the plane. Well, I was watching the defense, Ted, and nobody is touching 44, Luke Baumgartner, the linebacker, from the left side.
Here's another look at it. I'm not sure his knee wasn't down before he crossed the line. Well, maybe it's pretty close.
Well, they don't have replays.
They don't have replays, so it is a touchdown. Yeah, they don't have to hurry up and get the snap off here because there is no replay. The extra point is no good. So after the touchdown by Ashwaubenon, Cedarburg still leads 7-6. We weren't sure. I didn't think we were going to see a defensive battle in this one with the great offensive weapons both teams have, but we are off to a quick start.
Well, we saw the turnovers our last game at Menasha, Green Bay Southwest at Menasha, and you just can't turn the ball over on these big games, and you're right. I'm sure that was just one of those fluke things by Cedarburg because we're talking about a team that's the number one offense, number one defense from that conference. You just can't make turnovers and win the big games. But credit the Jags, put together a nice little drive. Drew Taylor with a great catch. Andrew Clark with the touchdown reception that just broke the plane. So they're on the board.
Yeah, both teams have played very well against their opponents this season. Not very many close games when you look at the schedule for both teams. But this one could go back and forth. Bayline. The up man on that one this time holds on to it. And Cedarburg will take over at about the, let's see where they're going to mark it. About the 26, 27. All right, let's call it the 30.
30. Which is where they started their first drive, which led to a touchdown.
Bulldogs, they give to Louders. Right up the middle again.
Tripped up initially by number 56, Billy Nikolai. And number 98, Austin Dollinger.
Well, as you saw in that first drive by Cedarburg, he doesn't need much room to make a big difference. He's had games where he's had huge runs, and he's had other games where he didn't have the real big runs, but he just racked up, little gains each play. Just a dangerous back. And that's Louders wearing number 3 in motion once again. Louders, nope, this time up the middle, and it's a loose ball, a fumble that goes right into the hands of Jake Borgard. To see how it popped out here.
Well, they're bringing it back a little bit, but you're right. There was a fumble there. And
the big guy in the right place at the right time, because if he wasn't there, it was all yellow and white shirts around. So a first down for Cedarburg. Remuda looking deep down the field and overshoots his intended receiver, looking for number 8, Corey Block.
Well, Austin Dollinger introduced himself to the quarterback, Ryan Remuda, and Remuda never saw if the pass was completed or incomplete.
We've seen Remuda throw a couple times already in this game. Hasn't thrown a whole lot this season. Right around 60 attempts for the entire season. This time Bayline in motion, takes it, coming to the near side, and the defense right there, no gain.
Well, met him on by 56, Billy Nikolai. And number 24, Trevor Campbell, come in, and this is what you need to stop him. Any running back, don't let him get outside. Nice stop by the Jags. Certainly making a defensive statement here on this series.
Big play coming up here. 3rd down and 10 to go. Be a big statement for Ashwaubenon if they can get a stop. Remuda rolls out, going to the air, has a man, and it is dropped. Well, he had Matt Johnson. Matt Johnson just couldn't hold on as he came down. It's a pretty good throw.
Was right on the money. Johnson really stretched up to make the reception. But Gavin Marquardt, nice defensive play there. Receiver drops the ball, brings up a punt situation for the Bulldogs.
Jason Siki to punt. Gets it off, nice looking punt. And Schoonover on the return. Up to about the 24 before he is wrestled down.
Evan Fisher, number 20, with the initial contact.
Well, that was a big defensive series for Ashwaubenon there. They needed to prove to themselves that they could stop the legend that came in. When Logan Louders comes into a stadium, his reputation definitely precedes him.
Yeah, they stopped 2 nice runs there, and Louder was one of them, and Bainline was the other one, and the incomplete pass. A nice hit, otherwise they would have had a first down on that passing play.
Kastner to the air, has Clark. Clark breaks one tackle, has the first down, and more out to the 43-yard line.
Finally brought down by 26, Cody Fury. Nice little swing pass. We'll see it on the replay, and Clark gets a little head of steam there and able to break a couple tackles.
You know, we were looking at the box score. We saw that Kasner had 3 touchdown passes Tuesday night in that windstorm. How in the heck did he have 3 touchdown passes? Well, Mark Jonas said, you know, you get the ball to Clark on a play like that and let him go 46 yards. It looks pretty good in the box score. Here's Kasner doing it himself. Into Cedarburg territory.
Well, Kasner's first carry today. Gain of 9 on the play.
2nd and 1 from the Bulldogs 47 now. Kasner in trouble, and he'll take the sack. That's a big loss.
Well, 26, Cody Fury, their linebacker. All-conference linebacker last year.
Yeah, Fury not fooled at all on that one. And you go from a 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 13. Great defensive play by the Bulldogs. Kasner's going to need a little more protection against this Bulldog defense. Pressure again. Kasner hit as he threw. Looks like they were looking for Drew Taylor coming back on that one. He had it for a second, but I think he hit a defender, maybe even one of his own teammates.
Yeah, kind of
a
little screen pass over the middle here. Let the defense pursue, and then Taylor was coming back, kind of broken up very nicely by Cedarburg.
So the Jaguars will have to punt. Bayline deep. And this time he'll let it go. The Jaguars will down it at about the 31-yard line. So we were just talking about a great defensive stop for Ashwaubenon. Now the Bulldogs come up with a defensive stop.
They really like to blitz their linebackers. Maybe look for... Sports 32 has been your home for high school football all season long. We are proud to extend the season this year. Get the matchup information for our next playoff broadcast on your Facebook page. The road to Madison is on Sports 32.
Are you on the Facebook, Gary?
No. I'll be honest, no.
I'm not
What's
either.
a Facebook?
I'm not either. But I'm going to have to sign up if I want to find out this next matchup.
We do have a photo album at home. I'm on.
Well, that's
my
kind of
face,
a Facebook.
My face is on there. That's the original, I think. We got a penalty
False
here.
start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
I'm so busy twittering my blog, I don't have time to get on Facebook.
Tell you, my daughters have it, my mom has it, so I
No.
guess it skipped a generation.
All right. And that's okay.
Tight double wing formation once again. They give to Lauders. He's going to the far side. And he is met by a host of Jaguars. No gain. Actually, I take that back. He picked up a couple there.
Yeah, picked
After
up
the
probably
penalty.
about 2 or 3, but you had the 5-yard penalty there, so there's still maybe 2.
Just trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
The Ashwaubenon defense really spread out to cover that.
2nd and 12. Remuda under center. Bayline, the man in motion. They give to Lauders. And again, the Jaguar defense stuffing the line.
Well, I took a look at Austin Dollinger, who kind of made this whole play go back inside where he had help. See, Dollinger was tied up with the tight end, so Lauders couldn't get outside, cut back in.
Third and 11 now. Get a stop here, and Ashwaubenon would be in good shape field position-wise. Remuda going to the air. Has a man, and what a great catch at the 50. And it was Matt Johnson going up this time, hanging on to it.
Well, Ben Matthews on coverage there, but he really hung on to that one.
A similar play we saw in that last series when Johnson dropped it. Go back, warm up those hands, be ready for the next play. Takes advantage of the situation. Given sign, that's Louders. Just carrying people for 4 or 5 yards.
Gavin Marquardt with the stop. Trying to keep track of Louders' yardage here on my Louders meter.
That'll be the end of the first quarter, and we've got ourselves a great ball game. 7-6. It is Cedarburg leading Ashwaubenon. You're watching playoff football on. You see the water tower here in Ashwaubenon. If you look a little bit past that, and you can see over that tower, you'd see Lambeau Field, just about a mile down the road. As we begin the second quarter here, Cedarburg and Ashwaubenon, the Bulldogs with a 7-6 lead. In a first quarter that saw a nice spurt offensively, but then the defense is really getting into gear for both teams.
Eric Wrighton with the stop of Louders. Unofficially had Louders in the first quarter, 6 carries for 47 yards.
Third down and 2 for the Bulldogs. The 42-yard line of Ashwaubenon, and there's Nick Bayline, and a first down for Cedarburg. Bayline, we saw him have a fumble already in this game, but if it wasn't for Logan Louders, I think Nick Bayline would be the guy everyone would be talking about with the Cedarburg team. Just an outstanding player and athlete, all conference in football, hockey, baseball. That time, Hudson Walton trying to go up the middle, but Ashwaubenon right there to stuff it.
Austin Berkovich, 91, with a big stop right up the middle. You mentioned Nick Bayline last week in their 42-0 win over West Bend West, 6 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown.
Doesn't get a lot of opportunities to carry the ball, but when he does, he picks up about 10 yards a carry. Not a bad other guy. Remuda escapes the sack, gets hit and bent over backwards, but not before he picks up and finds a receiver.
And Matt Johnson, another reception, seems to be the favorite target for Cedarburg. Yeah, Maruta should have been sacked. We just got a final score: West De Pere 28, Seymour 21. In a Division III matchup, a local matchup.
West De Pere undefeated in Division III. Remuda will take a timeout.
A little bit of shuffling there. The Jaguar defensive linemen were doing a little bit of shifting there, and Remuda wasn't quite sure what to do. So he takes the timeout.
Well, we're in the, I guess what you would call the Sweet 16 WIA. I think it's a little confusing with level 1, level 2, level 3. This is basically the Sweet 16 right now, and Ashwaubenon, Cedarburg, whoever wins this game will move on to play the winner of Menasha and Kimberly. That game is coming up later tonight. We've seen both of those teams outstanding. That should be an outstanding game later
tonight.
We've
covered Menasha three times. We also covered their loss when they played at Kimberly. It was a 20-20 game at halftime, and Kimberly ended up winning 35-20. We also covered Kimberly and Appleton North, our first game of the season, in which Appleton North upset Kimberly. I believe 10-7 was the final score there, but Kimberly seems to be on a roll right now. Of course, Menasha, a big win over Southwest last Tuesday. So we'll see.
It's a fun time of the year. There's no doubt about it. Best teams take the field. Best teams stay on the field week after week. Give to Louders as we return to action. Louders with a first down. One man to trip him up a little bit here. And that was Taylor Campbell, who saved a touchdown because Louders would have been gone.
It's almost a short tackle there, and you see him getting through line, following his blocking. You see Trevor Campbell now will one-on-one tackling.
First down, ball on the 20. Logan Louders again. looking for a hole. If you don't make one for him, he's going to make his own. Took that one outside an extra step. 5'9", 195 pounds. Some say he might be too small to play college ball, but you know what? You got a guy like that, he can play for somebody, no doubt about it. This time, Bayline, and a nice job by the Jaguars to hold on to Bayline.
Austin Berkovitz, kind of a tackle from behind, kind of reached out and just grabbed him by the ankles.
So another third down for the Bulldogs. They need 6 yards for the first down. Ashwaubenon fans kicking the stands, trying to make a little noise for their defense. And Lauders is brought down. Well, this should bring on the field goal unit for Cedarburg.
Well, Gavin Marquardt with the tackle. Starting to anticipate Lauders a little bit more on defense. Defensive backs are moving up. Marquardt and Trevor Campbell.
Nick Bayline will come on for the field goal attempt. Ramuda to hold. Well, Bayline is a very good field goal kicker. Actually had a 46-yard field goal back in week 7. This one from about 32, and it is no good. Well, I hope it didn't jinx him.
Well, the Jaguar fans applauding that that play. You see on the replay, off to the right. So Jaguar defense held again.
And you saw very quickly there a shot of the flags. The ball went, sailed to the left, actually to the south of that goal post. And that's exactly the way the wind is blowing. It is a cool wind coming out of the north, pretty strong this afternoon. When we arrived at the stadium, not much of a wind at all.
No, it's getting colder. Pass intended for Schoonover here in the right flat. Pretty well covered by the Bulldogs. Zach Hetzel out there, 21.
Second down. Kasner under center. The give to Schoonover.
Stop by number 5, Kane Kamen.
Bringing up a third down. Again, Ashwaubenon, they really want to keep the ball out of the hands of Cedarburg, keep it away from Lauders.
Cedarburg another timeout.
I'm not sure who took it. Yep.
Yes, they did.
They did, okay. We just saw coaches coming on the field. I think it surprised the officials, too. So a timeout by Cedarburg. Glad you could be with us on Time Warner Sports 32 today. This game will be seen a few times on Sports 32, but you know what I like about Time Warner Cable?
What do you like, Ted?
It's at channel 411. Have you seen that at all? You get to watch the archive games. I had a chance to watch you and Dave Labar do a couple of Ashwaubenon games. Had a chance to watch Cedarburg. Stayed up late last night watching that game. You can just flip through that and watch it anytime you want.
Don't just settle for sound bites. Get the full story only on Sports 32 Weekly with J.P. Kadoran, including some of the most comprehensive high school coverage in the area. Premiering Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. only on Sports 32.
They do a pretty good job with sports over there, don't they?
They really do.
Third down and 6. Ball on the 24 for Ashwaubenon. Kasner back to his shotgun. Rolls to his right, looking downfield for his tight end. There was some contact there. Clark and the Jaguar fans looking for a flag, but nothing happening.
Well, you're right, there was contact. The official, right in front of the official. I don't know if we'll see that on the replay, but Kasner, the blitz is coming, so he's going to roll out to his right. And we didn't quite get the contact there. But regardless, it brings up 4th down.
4th down, so Tyler Raymaker back in punt formation. Nick Bayline to return for Cedarburg. That'll back up Bayline, and does a nice job falling backwards and then holds on to it. Very athletic play right there.
So about their own 36.
We have that replay. Looked like an outfielder.
You like to say the wind blew him over, but I think the punt went a little bit further than what he anticipated.
Well, after that muff in the first quarter, I think he's really dialed in and focused and making sure that he grabs that ball and holds on to it. Here's Louders up the middle, has room, and again, wow. I'll tell you what, Campbell was there, held him up just long enough for his teammates to get there. Campbell didn't make the tackle, but he held him up just long enough.
You're right, he broke Campbell's wraparound, and but again, about a gain of, I got 12 on my book on that play.
Wow. Ball at the 50, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Louder again, right up the gut for a 5-yard gain.
Billy Nikolai with the tackle. Number 56.
Stephen Fisher coming back in. Excuse me. Wasn't Fisher. Justin Hayward coming back in for the defensive line for Ashwaubenon. Louders reaching for a couple.
You have a Marquardt 23 with kind of a shoestring tackle here, but he hangs on to him. You'll see Marquardt take him head on. Hang on to that shoe.
Yeah, Louder's so good. You can tell if he can break just one of those tackles, it's going to be bad news for Ashwaubenon. This time they go to the far side, and he is pushed back. He's going to lose a bunch that time.
Well, nice pursuit. They strung out the Ashwaubenon defense, and the pursuit was there.
And that'll bring up a 4th down, and
Ryan Clapper, number 44, give him credit. He kind of spearheaded that attack.
Jason Seeke back to punt for Cedarburg. And they will let that one roll down to about the 15-yard line. So Ashwaubenon, deep in their own territory, takes over once again, trailing by 1 with 5 minutes to play.
This will be the 5th possession for the Jaguars.
Scored in the first quarter, but since then, Cedarburg has shut them down. Kasner, little pump fake, and then tries to take it up the middle, pick up a couple.
Saw number 56, Dawson Schlafer, tried to get to the outside, but Schlafer really forced him back inside. Breitenstein with the tackle, 55. 5'8", 240 defensive lineman.
Kasner the handoff, and a 1st down for Ashwaubenon. First man through. And that was Schoonover.
Stopped by number 22, Nick Bayline. Well, they're giving in the middle. You take a look at their defensive line. The tackle and the ends are split out. There's a big hole in the center there. If they can exploit that with the running game like they did on the last play. Now the tackle kind of slid over.
This is Kasner with a little bit of running room. He's going to be close to the first down, maybe short by a yard.
Number 5, Kane Kamen with the tackle.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Second and 2. And a first down for the Jaguars once again. So again, I don't think Ashwaubenon is disappointed at all with just getting these short little gains, keeping that clock moving and staying in possession of the football.
Kind of grinding it out. Nate King with the tackle, 78.
Havener lined up next to Kasner. And Kasner met immediately in the backfield. Might be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Wrapped up by 56, Nick Schlafer. Tries to cut it upfield, but Schlafer able to knife in there with the tackle.
Yeah, lost about a half yard. That's Clark in motion. Gives them 3 receivers on the right side, but they came back to the near side looking for Drew Taylor.
Number 8, Corey Block on coverage. Yeah, pass behind Taylor. Just wasn't there.
We've got a player down on the field, and that's Nick Bayline.
Oh, they can't lose him. All-purpose running back, defensive back, punter.
Now, the way they're treating him right now, it looks like maybe just a cramp.
Cramps, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he was away from the action, so we didn't get much of a look to see what happened there.
Now talking to Mark Messer, if my stats are right, that's only his 3rd reception of the season.
You're right. I've got him 2 for 20 and 1 touchdown. So
like Bubba Franks.
yeah.
Only use him at the end zone.
Louder's on the return. Hit at the 20.
You know, Lauder's such a dangerous running back, but you know what? He's also a great return man. Saw him return a kick 95 yards against Homestead earlier this season, as we've got a Jaguar player down with an injury. But Lauder's multi-talented and certainly racking up some big numbers, kick return-wise, as well as in the offense. Can't see a number on the player that's down right now. Coach Jonas and the training staff out there checking on them. Let's check on that Cedarburg schedule, show you what they did this season.
And we'll see who's in their conference. You got a couple non-conference games out there, Kettle Moraine and Chippewa Falls, and you've got getting to the meat of the conference schedule there, Milwaukee Lutheran. Look at that score, 62-21. They can put up points. You see their 3-point loss to Homestead, who was 7-0 in the conference. Germantown, Port Washington, Whitefish Bay, Nicolay, and their playoff win over West Bend West Tuesday, 42-0. They put up numbers on the board, 52 points and 62, 35, etc. Averaging about 37 points a game and giving up 11. It's a high-powered offense.
Well, Homestead, there's nobody like Homestead. 61 consecutive conference wins, haven't lost since 2002, as we mentioned. Cedarburg, the last team to win against Homestead. And actually, their quarterback's coach for Cedarburg was the last quarterback for Cedarburg to beat Homestead.
There you see Trevor Campbell, their outstanding defensive back, shaking up on a play.
That'll be a big blow if he can't come back, because he's made some big stops on Lauder so far today.
Catch in-depth interviews with some of the biggest names in Wisconsin sports on the Dennis Krause Show. This week's show features Bruce Fremming, Milwaukee native and Major League Baseball umpire. Watch the Krause Show all week only on Sports 32. Well, 1:44 left in the first half.
Louders again, breaks some tackles, and he is on his way. I don't think anyone's going to catch him, Gary.
Well, he broke 2 tackles. That's an 80-yard return. Again, so good at breaking tackles. 2 Jaguars had a shot at him. No flags. Here we'll see it on the replay. There's one broken tackle. Ben Matthews had a shot at him, broke that tackle. Right down the sideline in front of the Ashwaubenon bench. Well, he's put back 2 runs there, 81 and 80 yards.
The extra point is good. 21-14 now. Cedarburg jumps right back out to the lead.
Don't leave your seat.
Wow. I thought this was a defensive game.
Here you see some of the our visiting friends from Campbellsport. Cedarburg, excuse me. Campbellsport. Where'd I get Campbellsport from? Well, I think I got Trevor Campbell. You know, he got shaken up on that play, and I wonder, Ted.
Campbell was hurt.
I'm thinking Campbellsport.
And football is a sport.
And if he would have, I wonder if he would have been in there, if he would have been able to stop the run. That's all. That crossed my mind. Obviously bring in a second-team player there.
Well, Trevor's done a nice job holding Logan up a couple of times so far in this game, and certainly these Jaguars are going to have to do something to slow up Logan, no doubt about it. Louders with 2 monster runs for touchdowns. And we've had 3 scores, I'd say, in the last, 90 seconds?
Yeah, I'd say the last 2.5. I think 2:30 was on the clock at one time. I'm watching Campbell on the sideline there, and he seems to be moving around okay. He got a little stinger in the knee, but he seems to be walking okay.
Bayline kicks off. Clark had it for a second. And the Jaguars recover, and they will get the ball at about the 22-yard line.
Ben Matthews quickly covered up that loose ball.
Well, we'll see if the Jaguars can come up with some more magic. See if they can loosen up Andrew Clark once again, and we'll just go into a track meet here. Ball on the 23, 1st and 10 for Ashwaubenon, who now trails by 7. 1:26 to go in the half. Kasner, this time a little bit of time, and has a man, and that is a reception. Didn't see a signal.
Drew Taylor with the reception. Okay, about an 8-yard gain.
Thought maybe that one short hopped him a little bit, but that was a reception. Second and 1 from the 31. Kasner rolling to his right. Looking downfield. Some contact once again, and no flag. Their feet got a little tangled there just as the ball arrived.
Nick Bainline on coverage.
You got to look at the Jaguar defensive huddle. I think he said stop Louders.
Yeah, team effort, joint effort. Don't let him get out to the outside.
Third and 1. And the pass is complete, and that is Schoonover across the 50. Helmet pops off. Schoonover bounces right back up. You never like to see those helmets fly out, but a nice play here by the Jaguars.
Right over the middle, hit him in stride. Almost gets to the outside. Ooh, you're right, that was helmet to helmet. Have a timeout?
Yep, timeout by Cedarburg. And that's going to give Schoonover a chance to make sure there's nothing left in that helmet.
Make sure the lights still work.
And that was a dangerous hit. Schoonover bounced right back up, but it's a first down and 46 seconds left in this half. And you got to think they're going to keep going to the air. Kastner's going to use the gifts he has. He has over, 1,500 yards passing this season.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and I think the key to beating Cedarburg is to put it in the air. And they hit Andrew Clark in stride for the touchdown there, and that time hit Schoonover in stride. He needs to gets a little more time in that pocket, and he's in good shape. But you're right, the pressure from Cedarburg, from the linebackers, he's going to struggle then. And you're right, most of the time there has been a defender in his face.
Although he's had a little more time in this last series here. They're going to have to continue to give him time if he's going to be successful. 1st and 10 from the 47, 45 seconds to play. Under pressure once again, hit as he throws.
A pressure by Logan Louders. Playing a little defense.
Yeah, I don't see him on defense too often.
From the linebacker spot over there, and using that speed on defense as well as offense.
Yeah, I had to check the roster real quick. Who's that number 3? Oh yeah. 41 seconds.
I think he's filling in for Bayline. That's not a bad number 2 filling in for Bayline. Louders get in there.
Bayline's in the secondary.
Okay, he's in there.
Yep, he's got Schoonover. Kastner to the air, and that is picked off. Number 26.
Cody Fury. Their all-conference linebacker gets a pick there.
That'll stop the Ashwaubenon drive, and Cedarburg gets the ball back with 34 seconds to go in the half. A situation like this, you might want to think that Cedarburg's going to just run the clock. I don't think so. Not when you got a guy like Logan Louders. He gets the ball.
He heard you. Oh, there's some nice gang tackling by the Jaguars. Austin Berkovitz, number 34. Drew Dobrat's in there.
And Louders was slow to get up that time, Gary. And he is shaken up. So I think, yeah, they're just going to let the clock run out.
Okay.
Clock is running, and that will do it for the first half. We saw some great defense. We saw some outstanding offensive play.
And normally there was a nice group effort by the Jaguars. They really need that swarm defense to contain him. You got to stretch out. Hopefully your defensive backs can cheat up and get in the box, and because they're not going to the air, although they've gone to the air about 3-4 times. The main target being Matt Johnson kept him in the drive in their first possession.
Cedarburg on the other side, they've done a nice job with Kastner. They must contain Andrew Clark because he's one of the guys that can really put some explosive power into this offense for Ashwaubenon. As we begin the third quarter, and Ben Matthews with the return.
Devin Fisher with the tackle for the Cedarburg Bulldogs. We'll take a look at the Ashwaubenon Jaguars in their first possession this half.
So Kastner to operate out of the shotgun. Trying to pick up some yards on the ground, and I think Mark Jonas, one of the things he talked about before the game, still stands true. They need to hang on to the ball, run some clock, and keep the ball out of the hands of Logan Louders.
Tackle by number 56, Nick Schleifer.
Kastner lines up, Schoonover next to him. And a nice pickup. They're going to be shy of the first down. Well, maybe not. Pretty close. Might see the chains come out on this one.
26, Cody Fury with the tackle. Yeah, we're going to take a measurement here. Lee Cornell says, stop the clock here. Let's take a measurement. Kasner kind of ran into his offensive lineman there a little bit, but kind of stretched it out, and as he so often does, made a play on his own.
It's pretty good, and they have the first down.
By a good length of the football. 3/4 of a football.
Coaches always stressing the importance of coming out and starting the third quarter with aggressiveness, setting the tone for the second half. Kasner with the pass to Andrew Clark, and Clark with another first down.
And he was able to break a tackle, number 22. Nick Bainline had him. Got away from him one of the few times Kasner has some protection. Kind of rolls out here in kind of a little mobile pocket.
That was Nate Havener in there with an extra block on Nate King, because King has been very disruptive in there for Cedarburg, coming off that defensive tackle position. Kasner follows a blocker, has some running room to the 20, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Ashwaubenon.
45-yard run.
How about that? And really the first explosive play we've seen from Kasner in this game.
Yeah, and it really, to me, the Andrew Clark pass was key. They've got to go to him, keep the defense honest.
And the extra point try coming, and it'll be Tyler Raymaker. And it's up, and it is good, and we are knotted at 21 apiece. So a great start by Ashwaubenon.
And now to be able to contain Logan Louders.
Well, I think one of the big keys on that Ashwaubenon drive was the protection on Kasner.
You're right. Maybe some adjustments were made. I'm sure they were by Mark Jonas, because you and I both saw a lot of pressure on Kasner that first half. Sometimes he just didn't have time to throw to get set at all. And most of the time the receivers are still running their routes. Never saw the ball coming. There you see Mark Jonas congratulating that offensive lineman especially.
Doing a better job, Dave Jastro, Bryce Pierce, A.J. Dollinger, Zach Zitlow, and Ryan Jenquin.
There you see Kasner on the replay, goes in untouched.
Short kick. And Evan Fisher.
He called for the fair catch, which you can do on a kickoff, which is what he did.
I don't know if Evan Fisher's had that many opportunities to field a kickoff.
He may not next time. He put the arm up for a fair catch and tried to run with it, and the official was right there and said, no, you called fair catch. That's where you've got it. So they're on 34-yard line.
First possession of the second half for the Bulldogs. The give to Louders, right up the middle. He'll pick up about 3. Joe Dax in there on the tackle.
Number 9, a big defensive end.
And Mark Jonas says his defense starts with his big tackles up front. They're going to have to slow down Louders here. This tied ball game. 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Louders sweeping around the far side. Has a first down, still on his feet. Wow. I just went to the locker room and got a recharge.
Wow.
Just when you think they have them, right there, and right there. Just keeps those legs moving. First down in Jaguars territory. 1st and 10 from the 41.
Quick pitch to Nick Bayline up the middle.
Bayline left in the second quarter for a few plays, dealing with what looked to be some hamstring issues. Got stretched out. Back in the game.
Stopped by number 3, Ben Matthews. First down for the Bulldogs.
Louders again, this time met at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Austin Berkovitz met him there in the backfield. There you see number 91.
Well, that's what Jonas was talking about. It's got to be Ben Semenik and Austin Berkovitz. They have to be the guys up front to begin to shut down Louders. You got a pretty good offensive line over there for Cedarburg as well. Jake Borgard at left tackle, Joey Rosick, John Schultz, Stephen Fisher, and Nick Lancer on the offensive line for the Bulldogs.
Hudson Walton carry. Rear carry by the fullback up the middle. Gains a couple.
3rd and 7.
They bring in A.J. Dollinger, normally your center, but they bring him in on defense here. Remuda rolls out, has a man, and that's going to be dropped. Well, had Corey block.
Ryan Clapper on the coverage. There you see the pass just off the fingertips. Had it and dropped it.
And it is chilly here. There's no doubt about it. That wind is got a little bit of a bite to it coming out of the north, blowing straight across the field. Sun is starting to set, and you can see the hats and the coach being bundled up a little bit more here in the stands. 4th down. Remuda has a man, and it is a reception, and it's Matt Johnson with another catch.
He's having a great day. I think it's about his 4th catch today, and usually it's a catch that keeps the drive going. We'll check the replay. Plenty of time for Remuda to air it out. Down to the 17.
So they convert on the 4th down play, brings up 1st and 10. From the 17, and Louders picks up another 5. Let's get a look at the Cedarburg offense. 8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bayline in motion, takes it up the middle. And Bayline has a first down near the goal line with about a yard or 2 to go.
You see the pitch out to the other wingback now. Gets a nice head of steam. Takes a look at his blockers in there. Picks a hole. Down to the 2-yard line.
His wings always in motion. Almost like that arena football. The wide receivers in motion.
Yeah.
And Louders trying to go up and over, and touchdown Cedarburg. His 4th touchdown of the ball game. Get another look at it. Louders knows he only needs a couple yards.
Goes airborne.
Quite an afternoon for Logan Louders. The extra point is good, and Cedarburg is back on top 28-21. Well, both of these teams trying to get back to level 3 playoff action since 2006. That was the last time they both qualified for the third round. And that's as far as Cedarburg's ever gone in the playoffs. 2006, Ashwaubenon made it to level 4 before they bowed out. But Ashwaubenon's got a few trophies in their trophy case as well.
Well, the Ken Kolomsky area was very successful, and that's one of the goals that Mark Jonas had at the start of the year. Still relatively new here, and takes a look at tradition that the G-Man set many years ago, and to come back and duplicate that will take some time. And certainly was not as optimistic about this year, but once they started winning early in the season and people started coming through for him, and find an offensive player like Kasner who could make things happen with his arm as well as with his feet, things certainly happened very nicely for the Jaguars. 10-0 so far.
Ashwaubenon with 4 state championships, 2 runners-up. Won it in 96, 2000, 2001, and 2005. Certainly like to get back to Madison again this year, but they got a pretty tough challenge in front of them right now.
Well, they had a nice drive to start the second half. Let's see if they can go back and duplicate
Ball's kicked
that.
out of bounds by the kicking team. Ashwaubenon selected 25 yards from the previous spot. First down, Ashwaubenon.
Which means the 40-yard line. Nope, 35, excuse me, 35.
So pretty good field position to start for Ashwaubenon here, their second possession of the second half. Kasner, timing pattern. Like Derek McNeil was slowed up a little bit.
Kane Kamen on coverage, along with Zach Hetzel.
See the defense drawing up a play. They'll try to stop Logan Lauders. Second and 10. Kasner in trouble, and he is sacked.
Well, it came from the blind side, number 20, Evan Fisher. He never saw him coming.
Well, that's one thing we saw Ashwaubenon in that first drive of the second half. Did a much better job of protecting Kasner. And that's going to have to continue if they're going to have any success here as we move along. 6:48 to play in the third. Kasner on the keeper. Trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he's going to be shy of that.
Yeah, tripped up number 8, Corey Block, got an arm on the leg, and that kind of put him off balance. You see the replay. Gets through the middle.
And there was pressure coming from the end again.
Nate King there with the trip up. Nate King, 78.
High punt. And we'll drop at the 31-yard line, and that's where Cedarburg will take over once again.
Sports 32 has been your home for high school football all season long. We are proud to extend the season this year. Get the matchup information for our next playoff broadcast on your Facebook page, www.facebook.com/sports32. The road to Madison is on Sports 32.
Bayline up the middle for 6.
Bayline the ball carrier.
Think they'll give Lauders a break this series?
Well, I was going to say, he's taking his time to walk back to the huddle. I think he is tired.
Well, and again, he looked like he was shaken up there near the end of the first half. Bayline again.
Bayline, the ball carrier.
Number 9, Joe Daxon there on the tackle. And 24, Trevor Campbell. So it's nice to see Trevor back in action here. A little shook up there towards the end of the first half.
Third and 1. Ashwaubenon needs a stop. Trailing by 7. Louders has the first down.
Logan Louders.
Well, I guess if you need 1 yard, I know who the ball's going to.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one there. 1+.
First and 10 at the 44.
That's a one that you're looking for 1, and you may end up with 80. So first and 10, ball on the 44. Louders. That hole closed up quickly.
Well, Greg Aparicio, 77. Louders tried to cut behind 60. But Greg got him first. Billy Nikolai finishes off the tackle. Number 56.
Brings up second down. 4:26 to play in the third. Pitch to Corey Block, and Block takes a hard hit after picking up 3 yards. Brings up a third down.
Ryan Clapper, 44, put the finishing touches there. A little different alignment on this series there, on that play, excuse me, with Corey Block, the runner. Louders was almost a tailback position there.
Cedarburg's done a nice job of mixing things up today, allowing Ryan Ramota to throw a little bit more during this game than he has throughout the season. This time he goes to the air looking deep and just misses, connecting with Matt Johnson again.
Well, pretty well covered by the secondary. Again, he's got a lot of time to throw, get set. Really airs it out. Trevor Campbell back there, Gavin Marquardt.
Jason Seeke on to punt. And Ben Matthews back deep for Ashwaubenon.
Oh, a boomer.
And that is going to get into the end zone just barely.
Just by about half a yard.
Pretty good punt by Seeke. Just about had him pinned on the goal line.
Well, they've only had a punt 3 times in the game, once in each quarter.
So Ashwaubenon back out on the field offensively with 3:23 to go in the third. Kasner keeps it himself. We'll pick up a few.
Tripped up by number 78, Nate King.
Second and 5.
Picked up 5 yards on that first carry, brings up second down. Kasner with pressure, throws it up and overshoots his man. That time looking for Ryan Messer.
Well, Nate King really put the pressure on Kasner. You'll see on the replay, King coming in there, and I'm not sure if Kasner could even see the receiver on that one.
So 3rd and 5.
intended for Schoonover.
Well, B.J. Schoonover got up. He was looking for a flag. Thought maybe he got hit before the
Well,
ball
we'll see.
got
I don't
there.
think he did. I don't think he did. See, I think right at the same time, I think it was a nice defensive play. I think the official, I guess what I'm saying is I think the officials made the right no call.
Yep, I would agree with that. So a punting situation, and Bayline will let that go. Nice bounce. The ball will go all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Bulldogs take over. First and 10.
Nice punt by Tyler Raymaker.
Tyler Raymaker's punt, 53 yards.
53 yards on that punt.
Get updates on all the guests and games on Sports 32 with one click of your mouse. Become a fan of Sports 32 by following us on Facebook and Twitter.
.234 to play in the third now. Louder is met at the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by Billy Nicolai.
Well, Billy Nicolai really hit him right away, and it's tough to bring him down with one tackler, but again, Billy kind of held him up, slowed him up.
Well, somebody's got to get to him, and somebody's got to slow him down just a little bit. Because you're going to need help, and help's coming. But if you don't slow him down, you'll be looking at his backside. Louders stuffed
go.
again. I think the Ashwaubenon fans like it.
Billy Nicolai and 44 Ryan Clapper. Now the secret is to put 3 in a row.
3rd and 7. Remuda runs the play in from the sideline. You see the Jaguar defense trying to get their crowd into it. Create some noise. Remuda takes the snap. Wants to go to the air. Looking for Ben Johnson. That's almost picked off and dropped.
Yeah, almost offensive interference there. I know we don't. Well, they anticipated a pass to Johnson, and Marquardt was there.
Yeah, if he gets that, there's nobody in front of him going the other way.
Well, a second consecutive punt for the Bulldogs.
Ben Matthews deep to receive. Seeke's punt, and that'll go out of bounds. We'll see where they will spot it, and it will be at the 44-yard line.
Oh, good field position.
Seeke's punt out of bounds at the Ashwaubenon 45-yard line.
Plenty of time left in this one. 1:06 left in the third. Remember, we had that nice long stretch of great defense in the first half, and then about 3 touchdowns in a span of about 60 seconds on the game clock. It's Mark Jonas in his second season with Ashwaubenon. Missed the playoffs last year, having a heck of a season this year.
B.J. Schoonover.
Schoonover out near the 50.
Couldn't quite get to the outside, brought down by 32, Eric Milburn, sophomore linebacker.
Kastner will come up under center this time, I formation. It's Matthews in motion. And they give to Schoonover. And he's going to be close to a first down, gets a good spot.
Kane came in with the tackle, number 5.
And they might have to bring the chains out for this one. Nope, they're just going to say he's got it.
Yeah, you're right, Ted. 2 nice running plays, back to back. Get 5 yards at a crack and makes it pretty easy.
27 seconds and the clock is running here in the third. Drew Taylor in motion this time. Handoff up the middle. And Nate Havener with the carry. And that should do it for the third quarter. So last few seconds run off the clock, and that's the way we will stand heading into the fourth quarter. Well, if you're going to sit down and watch a football game, this is exactly the type of game you want to watch. We've seen some great defense, some explosive offense, and we've got a 7-point game as we begin the fourth quarter. Ashwaubenon, and that's Austin Kasner with another first down for the Jaguars, trying to get them into scoring position to tie this up.
Well, Kane came on a kind of a saving tackle there. We'll see it. Kasner kind of gets through some openings here. Mentioned earlier that middle of the defensive line, if Jags can block that open, Kasner's going to get some yardage, and he did there. 1st and 10.
Ball up to the 28-yard line now. Kasner, the handoff to Schoonover. Escapes the first tackle. And then picks up a few. So a nice effort there by B.J. Schoonover.
Able to get away from 22, and Nick Bainline almost had a sack in the backfield there, but he's able to break that tackle. And Cody Fury is finally going to finish it off. But he kind of took a no-gainer and got about 3-4 yards out of it. The hard way.
Andrew Clark has had a quiet second half so far. He's in motion. Kasner finds a hole up the middle. Picks up another 2 or 3.
Stopped by 55, Alex Breitenstein.
The clock continues to roll here. 10:43 to go in the fourth. Third down, 4 yards to go. Everyone looking for a flag here, and it's not coming.
Drew Taylor, the intended receiver. A little collision there with number 8, Corey Block on defense.
See if there was any contact before the ball arrived, and just another good defensive play there by the Bulldogs.
Well, kind of a critical 4th down situation for the Jags. So Mark Jonas is going to take a timeout, discuss it. 4th and 4.
Now there's a lot of time left in this game. What do you think here?
Well, you're right. Andrew Clark has been quiet. I would, and he was on the sideline over there with Drew Taylor.
Get a look at the Bulldog huddle, and Brian Lier, head coach, 15 years with the Bulldogs.
I'd go with a pass to Andrew Clark, but he's been quiet this half. Although he had a nice catch on their first drive that led to a 45-yard run by Kasner for the Jags touchdown in the third quarter.
Right now, I just need 4 yards to keep the chains moving, keep the clock rolling.
Trips to the right. We're going to pass it.
And we're going to get a timeout from Cedarburg.
We've got a chess match out here right now.
Well, do you think this is an important possession here?
They both use one.
Well, that's what it's all about at this level. Lively conversation and fun debates. Catch the Sports 32 Roundtable with Dennis Krause, airing weekdays at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m. only on Sports 32. Sports 32 has been your home for high school football all season long. We are proud to extend the season this year. Get the matchup information for our next playoff broadcast on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/sports32. The road to Madison is on Sports 32.
Nice job with those.
Well, we'll see who's got the next move here in our chess game.
4th and 4.
Now we've got two blockers by Kasner.
Clark lined up on the far side. And they're going to go to Havener. Havener looking for that first down. He's going to be shy. Actually may have lost a yard or two. Let's see where they mark it.
Yeah,
he didn't get the first down. That's the main thing.
He met Cody Fury there, and that play was stopped. Again, there was nice pressure here if you're a Bulldog fan on Kasner. Somebody was open deep there on a little post pattern, but he didn't get a lot of time to throw it.
Yep, so at the 10:24 mark in the fourth quarter, Cedarburg takes over. 1st and 10 on the 22. And it's Lauder time. But I guess it's been Lauder's time the whole game, hasn't it?
It really has, yeah. Billy Nikolai with the stop. We'll give Louders 5 on that carry.
Big Ten score at the end of the third quarter. Iowa 37, Michigan State.
He's had a quiet second half, hasn't he?
He really